So Richard, MD of ASC Metals and our big boss man, thank you for joining us. I joined the company nearly 3 years ago as your finance director, so you and I work really closely together. So I'm relatively new to the industry still, but you've got 36 years experience. Tell us how you got into ASC Metals in the first place.
A little bit longer than 36 years because it was my father's company and I came into that. I used to do, during school holidays, always used to come and do some work. Before I actually started officially here, I learned to drive with L plates on a pickup truck.
Right.
So that's how I did my driving, because somebody who worked for us was a driving instructor, used to be a driving instructor.
Yes.
So I was like bombing around everywhere in this Ford P100 pickup truck with L plates on, but learning how to drive, which helped, I suppose, get my driving license a couple of months after my 17th birthday.
Yes.
But then when I started properly, at the time, I was playing rugby in France for a French team and having a great time, but I didn't actually get myself a job there. So, I was playing rugby, doing some skiing. And then one day my dad rang me up and said, somebody's leaving or we're opening another branch, you need to come back. And I said no and put the phone down on him. Anyway, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I had no money and he wouldn't send me any. So eventually what he did, he sent me a ticket to come back on the ferry and enough just to drive back.
Right.
And that's how it started 36 years ago.
And the rest is history? And
the rest is history, yeah. So I started off just in the warehouse, delivering, and then obviously built my way up to sales and to where I am now.
Yeah. So how has it changed, do you think? You must have seen a lot of changes over those 30 odd years.
Well, I think going back, obviously we didn't have computers at all, so Mike, our sales manager, will know this, that you had to retain a lot more in your head because you didn't have a computer to actually help you along the way. So you ended up knowing the weights of the metals, you ended up knowing phone numbers, and you just remembered stuff the whole time. So that's been a huge change. I think the way the industry was structured at that point was very, very different. A lot of the bigger companies weren't geared up for service the same way. Quite often, they would want bigger quantities and deliveries would be several days, whereas what is our strength now, but it was our strength then and our USP back then, was small quantities done very quickly, which we've continued to do that philosophy, but now times are a bit more difficult because so many other people in the industry recognise that's what you need to do and they do it too.
Yeah. And I think that's the big thing when I listen to you and Mike talking about customers and products and so on, and it always amazes me how you can just rattle off sizes, weights, prices and so on. You've just both got that knowledge, and it's wonderful to see and hear, and I think that's invaluable to how the team works. So, and the team does work really well together, don't they?
Absolutely. But just going back to how it's changed, and I think one of the things which is the downside of the industry now are relationships. Is before it was all based on relationships, and the price wasn't the key factor. Whereas now, unfortunately, so often it's the price is everything. And so many people, it's just in more general life we're more aware of things. It's in your face in the media how much things are.
Yes.
Whereas back then it was a case of if you had a good relationship with somebody, you didn't let them down, you were fair, you would keep that business, full stop. But going back to what you said about the team, I think over since you've been here, the team has just gelled together. The company runs itself so well now, and overall all the staff are absolutely great.
They're great, aren't they?
Absolutely great.
And the thing I love about it also is that it is quite simple. Obviously we have our problems and things go wrong, but the products come in, we do some cutting sometimes and they go out, and the systems and efficiencies that we've got, and everybody knows what they're doing, and it does pretty much work like clockwork, so it's a joy. Having said that though, as MD of the company, what do you find is the biggest challenge being MD?
Well, there's several, and it changes on a day-to-day basis. I think when you look at the big picture of just running a company as a whole, I think so much of it is bureaucracy, having to conform to various things. None of them are productive. None of them actually help you sell more material, more metal. None of them help you get deliveries out. They're quite restrictive, you know, and I think that's one of the biggest things which over the years has become more and more of a factor, you know. But that's one of the biggest things.
And the other things is that so many aspects are outside of our control. If there's a war going on in the Middle East, if the Suez Canal is closed and the products have to go around the bottom of Africa, there's so many things, or geopolitical things that are going on in the government and the economy that affect us here.
Absolutely.
And our customers and our supply chain that are outside of our control, but we have to manage them as well, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah. And obviously sometimes these things can be a good thing because it provides an opportunity. So post-COVID, when obviously everybody was struggling, all the prices went up and everybody had to make up time for everything they'd lost. So generally speaking, we had a real boom time, and it was unrealistic in a way. It wasn't normal levels of business. It was like a positive post-COVID hangover.
Yes.
And now things are starting to get more on a level playing field, but yeah, there are still the factors of what's happening in the rest of the world, which affect us so much.
Yes. In terms of planning this year, it's very difficult to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know what's coming. Nobody knows what's coming.
Obviously, there's the Trump factor, which none of us know how that will affect us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we work closely together, MD, FD. We both have our strengths and weaknesses. I like a good spreadsheet. So we work well together in that respect. So the working relationship that we've got, how do you find that?
I think it's great, absolutely great. So you provide all the information I need to make the big overall decisions in a really good way. As you know, I retain the key parts of it.
Yes.
Managed to get to the right figures in my head somehow.
Yes.
And I think it just works really well. And another thing is, some of the things I don't like doing, you do, and you don't mind doing them. And that's where the teamwork works.
Yeah. So as well as the rest of the team that we've got, you and I working together works really well as well. So we're both really happy with that. What do you like to get up to outside of ASC in your spare time?
Well, at the end of the month I'm going skiing, and then another 2 times, so certainly in the summer I like skiing. And rugby, so season ticket holders at Leicester Tigers. And then weekend just gone, went to support England in Dublin against Ireland.
Yeah.
Wrong result, but what a great weekend.
Yes, yeah, highly recommended, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
But in the past, when my eldest son he used to race go-karts to a high standard, British Championship level, and sometimes in Europe, and I learned how to mechanic. So that spent, for 5 years, I was 3 weekends out of 4 I was doing that, which was really rewarding. It was hands dirty. It took a week to get all the oil off my hands. Yes. But it was worth everything.
So the practical aspect, as opposed to using your brain and on the computer and metal prices and so on. Yeah, really good.
And obviously doing something with your son, you know, you're a team.
Absolutely.
Which was great.
Yeah, family time. So most importantly, are you tea or coffee guy?
I'm both.
Ah, okay, interesting.
I'm both.
And Marmite, love or hate it?
It should be banned. It comes with a health warning.
Brilliant. Richard, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.